No. I heard more times than not.
I heard he tried to kill Misha too.
No, no, like
Mike, yeah.
He chewed through Misha's dialysis cord when he was 7 months old, so that was like over 16 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was Tessin who tripped him and tried to like break his head.
Oh.
And she has been innocent of anything that we are aware of.
Didn't one of them lick his
But if
toe
it
and
skips
cause infection?
generations, then if Tessin has a puppy, then well, he's done for.
Yeah, I remember the peritonitis. That was
Yep.
Oh yeah.
pretty good.
Chewed right there. Well, I was always like, kind of like, no, you can't just flush that out. You need to go to the hospital. Oh no, it'll be fine.
Not so much.
Memory.
Yep.
So we've come to bury the ashes of Tierce, also known as the Baron of the Island Barony. Easy to bribe, just bring treats. We first got Tierce when Julie and I had just moved up to Nanaimo, about 16 and a half years ago. I think it was a year after we'd moved in.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we were both pretty energetic at the time, and so it was a great idea to get a puppy. And Julie wanted another Shiba, and then we got Tierce, whose breeder, Bargain Mike, nicknamed the Terrorist. A name well deserved. He had the zoomies pretty much permanently, and he got into everything. But he was a good boy, and he was so cute. Everyone loved him. He was considered at the time very dangerously social for a Shiba, even though by the standards of Tessin and Shibby, he seemed very reserved. But he definitely had his people. There were people that were friends of ours that he would see and go, oh, hi. And there were other people he would just lose his mind over. He's so happy to see. So you never knew where you stood on that scale. Except for Julie and I, of course. I was daddy. Julie was, person that brings him food occasionally. When I got sicker from the kidney failure and I was pretty much at home, I didn't realize how much Tierce was keeping me moving and keeping me going. Because I had mornings, almost every other morning, where I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to do anything. I was so sick and so tired. And the only thing that got me up in the mornings like that was Tierce needs a walk. We had a huge backyard, but our landlord decided, they had better he had better money. He had better things to spend his money on than fixing all of the holes in the rotten sections. So letting Tierce out was just not on, because he saw an opening, he went, and he ran. He just wanted to go. So for 5 years almost, every morning I had to get up and take him for a walk, and that just kept me going every day. It just, every morning he'd be at the side of my bed wanting to go out, and I'd get up, put on my clothes, put on my shoes, take him for a walk before I did anything else, because you want to take him for a walk. So things went on like that for a while, and then we got Shimmy later, but Tierce was still my special boy, my little puppy boy. No matter how old he got, he was my puppy boy. And as my health got better and worse over time, because it tends to fluctuate, he just was always there for me. Wherever I was in the house, he was near me. He'd always be in the same room. He wasn't a cuddler like these two, but he wanted to be where his people were. So if Julie and I were home and we were in one place, that's where he would be all the time. And especially if I was in the kitchen. His place in the kitchen was, if I was at a counter, He was between me and the counter, looking straight up, waiting for something to fall on the counter. Because he was there for it. He had, even when he was a puppy and he had no competition, that's where he was. Looking up, waiting for something to fall. Or for me to give him something. Either way, he was good. You know, he loved cheese. I introduced him to cheese. That was probably a mistake.
Hey, it saved me from when he escaped when I was puppy sitting.
But he loved cheese. That was his favorite food in the world. To the point where we had a friend over and we were just having snacks in the living room, and she unwrapped a little Baby Bell cheese, and between her taking it from the table to her mouth, this little head popped up and went lick. And then he just stood there staring at her like, well, I licked it, it's mine now. And yes, he got half of it. The other half he couldn't have because, you know, it's just too much cheese in one bite. But yeah, he was a character. We took him everywhere. He went kayaking, he went paddle boarding, we did camping, SCA camping. He loved going to fighter practice when I was doing the SCA fighting. He'd get so excited when we got there, and he'd run around and play with all the other fighters and all the other people there. And I still remember our friend Alex chasing him around the Eric with a sword, and Tierce just dashing in and biting at his sword, trying to take it away from him. And he was welcome everywhere because he was just a really good guest. Oops, sorry. So, you know, as all things go, his time came to an end. You know, he lived a very long life for a dog. You know, 16 and a half years.
Yeah.
And at the end, you know, that's all we can hope for our pets. They live a long, happy, healthy life.
Yeah.
And he did. He, other than some flea allergies when he was a pup, he just never had any medical issues. Never had an accident. Never had a problem. So at the end, we've come here to just say goodbye to him and scatter his ashes, and I'll go upstairs and probably eat some cheese. I bought lots of cheese for him. And then, yeah, I mean, that's all we all want at the end, is just to get together and have our friends remember us. So, here we have him in his little box. If I can open it.
Rip it open, that's what Tierce did.
Yep. How did it get so tightly closed? It even has a little tag on it.
Oh,
And ribbon.
that's awesome.
Right, love. Got a little hole. We're putting him next to the apple tree we got this year.
Small bag.
Small in stature, but big in personality.
Exactly.
That's an understatement.
Right.
Nothing like his people, of course.
So, I'm just gonna say a couple of things about the phenomenon of Tierce. Because when I had Tierce, of course, you know, you have, you know, social media starts, you have to make social media for your dog. And so I made a page, like a account for Tierce. And what was really funny is that everybody knew it was me. I mean, you know, unless there was something I really didn't know about him. But the funny thing was is that people reacted as if it was Tierce speaking. And I saw that even with non-dog people, he had become a person, not just a dog, not just a character in our life story. And and I thought that was really interesting. I thought that, because, when we, for those of you who don't know, like the SCA is Medieval Nerd Club, and we, run around and pretend to be lords and ladies and ignore the Black Death and, the lack of modern medical facilities and all that stuff. And there was a push to make our groups a little bit bigger, and it came with some contentions because a shire is a small group, barony is a larger group, and people clash. So we decided, okay, we're gonna put this back where it should be. So we started campaigning Tierce's Baron. And in the end, he probably was the only, if he had actually run, he probably would have been the only individual that everybody could agree on. And we had t-shirts, we had stickers, I had a blog where I was like making outrageous claims about his activities on the behalf of Hartwood Shire, which is like the Nanaimo area. And but in that kind of fun, lighthearted fun, he had become a person to people. He had become his own, like in his own right, and that really tickled me because so many people responded when he died. It was really humbling, because you're here for us, but it's nice to know that for a lot of people, he's part of the warp and weft of their fabric of their lives and memories that they've had. And I'm really glad you're all here because he was the first dog I had from puppyhood to death, and losing him was like the end of an era. And I just hope that I can give our subsequent dogs the life that he had and make them the kind of dogs, like the kind of people to the public that he was. Although I don't know about that one. But thank you very much for coming, and thanks for being here for us.
Wait, before you fill them in,
Oh,
before you fill the
Oh,
hole,
did you bring cheese?
Treats.
I brought rabbit treats.
You have to bring a Baby Bell cheese for Melissa's sake.
Yeah.
Not this Melissa, the other Melissa, the victim of the cheese licking.
Mind if I interrupt for a second?
Aw.
She's pronated her ankle. It's swelled up like this much.
Oh.
Probably gonna need someone to drive her to the hospital in about half an hour.
Oh dear.
oh no.
Sorry, I didn't.
No, that's this is for the living, not for the dead. So please feel free
Right.
to interrupt with things for the living. We want to keep them living.
We're just putting ice on and off of it, and we have the saw just in case.
Well, and then you've got your table saw in the
Yeah,
garage.
right?
Oh, you don't want to use a power tool. Too quick.
Too quick.
You gotta clean it. It gets into the works.
Yeah. That all the padding on the stairs was for Tierce because he couldn't handle the
Slippery
what do
steps.
you call it? Call that hardwood or
Laminate.
Laminate finish?
Laminate, that's it. Yeah, if I ever do a floor, I'm not picking that stuff. But yeah. We'll bring your cheese over here in a bit. Well, unless anybody has any other rituals they'd like to do, we could eat because holy crap is there amazing chocolate cake on that table.
Mm.
Or pie, or whatever the hell it is, but it looks amazing. tried to convince everybody it was a single serving. I don't think they bought it.
Thanks, Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
I just wanted to say that it was one of the neatest things to know that in our house, he lived with us with you guys for a while. And that was really something, because it was really special.
Yeah, they saved us when our lease on our rental house ended a month before we got possession. So we were like, anybody want to take on 2 people, 2 dogs? 2 people, 2 dogs?
Yeah, Julie put the request out and said, we'll stay for a week with one person and then a week with another person. And Al and I both went, what?
Yeah, let's move.
We're insulted.
Let's
You
move
would
4
not want to
times.
stay longer?
And
so they did.
She's a retired home ec teacher, and he's a Red Seal chef, and we're like,
Don't mind if
yeah,
I do.
okay, I suppose we could suffer.
You got that for a while, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a tribute to you guys and to Tierce, because I vividly remember that, because my house was one of the ones that was offered as well. Was it, you posted it, and within something like 24 hours, you had 4 people holding up their hands and saying, yeah, sure, please bring your dogs and come and move in.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
And that is really a tribute to Tierce and to you guys.
Mostly Tears, though.
Well, that's because you gave Tierce such a wonderful voice.
It was fun. It was fun.
We all have heart.